Hey guys, Cass here, and I want to share with you something really exciting I'm about to embark on. So many of you who follow me know that I have been forever trying to kick the latte habit. I love me some coconut milk lattes and coffee, but I feel my best when I'm drinking tea, and I know this. When I start the morning with a cup of tea, or even when I reach for the tea during the day, it always feels to me as a gesture of nourishment and self-love. And that's something that I talk so much about, right? Our rituals really help us embody who we want to be. Our rituals send subliminal, unconscious messages to us saying, hey, I'm honoring my body, I'm listening to my body, or they don't, right? So for a while now, coffee has been sending me the signal of, it's more of like something that I feel compelled to have and less of something that I do that nourishes my body. So when I discovered Vahdam Teas, first of all, I first discovered their green tea and I became obsessed with it. It was one of the first things that I started using in place of coffee in the morning. And I emailed them, I got in touch with them, and I was like, hey, I'm obsessed with your tea. Why don't we do a coffee-free tea challenge together? And then they took it up a whole notch and sent me their turmeric teas. So not only am I going to give up coffee for a whole 15 days, and these are caffeine-free teas, and these have some amazing superfoods in them. So we have moringa, turmeric, we have ginger, we have the spice one, which would be yummy at night, and then of course my favorite is probably going to be the ashwagandha. So these teas are packed with anti-inflammatory aids. Turmeric itself is an amazing adaptogen that helps your body handle stress, helps your body just release inflammation. So I'm very excited for how that's going to feel and the results I'm going to get, how I'm going to be just feeling and moving in my mind and my body. And I'm also excited to share with you, kind of the highs and lows of the journey. I'm going to be super honest with you. This is, two very busy weeks in my life. So I'm going to be going to my friend's wedding, traveling to Austria, and then I'll be back for a more regular week where I do have a shoot though. So it'll be great to see how does this hold up in my real life when I have to show up, when I have to wake up early, when I'm running around and doing things. I'm super excited and a little nervous, if we're going to be honest, to see how I do with completely giving up my latte loving and turning to the tea side. And for any of you guys that are watching this and want to join me, feel free to click the link below and order your own turmeric teas, or they also have awesome green teas if that's more of your jam. And I will be vlogging. You'll get to see, you continue watching how my journey goes. All right, it's day one, and I'm kicking everything off with the turmeric moringa. I have it in my travel mug here as I'm about to head out to Big Sur. It is super early here. It's like a little bit before 6. And honestly, I'm a little concerned already that I'm not going to be able to have my coffee for this drive because I definitely wish I had more sleep last night. But here goes nothing. All right, end of day one. I'm coming at you live from the bathtub here. It's amazing, and I'm having some of my turmeric ashwagandha tea to settle in for the night and feeling great and refreshed and just excited to start this journey and let you know how it goes. Okay, I just made it through a really long flight over to Germany, and now I'm on the train to Austria. And of course, I have my turmeric tea with me, and it feels really good after feeling very inflamed on the plane to have a nice cup of tea. So far, so good. I got a lot of rest on the plane. I think that helped. I was really worried about not having caffeine to keep me awake. But good morning, guys, from Austria. I have my tea here. Look how beautiful this is, guys. It's crazy. Feels so good. I'm feeling really good. I'm really loving my favorite is quickly becoming the turmeric ashwagandha tea. I just feel, I feel light and clean, and so far so good. Hey guys, I'm back home in my own kitchen and doing about a halfway point check-in with you guys. I just got back from Austria, which was incredible and beautiful, but honestly very testing on my little detox because as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, with traveling, it can be a lot. And I definitely felt like my sleep schedule was super off while I was in Austria. And I think the hardest part of this has been, I think what I was expecting to be the hardest part so far, give you my little halfway check-in and thoughts, was one, I really love the taste of coffee and I love the taste of lattes. And so I thought it was just going to be like the taste, the fact that it's kind of like a treat for me. I don't eat a lot of sugar or dessert, so I felt like I was going to be missing the taste of it. And what in fact has really been the case, especially at least this past week with everything that was going on, and I love that I did this, like I didn't do this on an idyllic week, you know? I could have picked and said, you know what, I have all this travel going on, this is a bad time to give up coffee, right? But the truth is, I think, for a lot of you guys out there that are thinking about taking it on, there's never a good time, to start anything, right? There's so many things in our life we want to do. Whether it's start a meditation practice or, switch from coffee to tea or start a workout routine or whatever it is, right? And we just need to start. We can't wait till the conditions and like the cosmos align so that everything is perfect, because it doesn't happen like that. So we did start it during a week that I knew was going to be really rough. And it was rough to not have caffeine. I definitely noticed how much I can be dependent on caffeine to give me that extra little boost to get through, to help me get through an early morning where I didn't get enough sleep. And so going to Austria, not only having like that really long drive, I had a really long drive from Big Sur to the airport that morning. But then being in Austria, I also struggled with getting a full 8 hours of sleep. It was mostly not really, I've been really enjoying, actually, right now I have the turmeric moringa. I don't know if you guys can see that, right? I've been really enjoying the taste of the teas, actually, and how they feel, and just the moment I feel very like clean and refreshed and centered after I drink one of these teas, which I've loved. And it's really been the caffeine that I found myself missing a few of the days where it was particularly hard to get myself going. But what I realized was that even if I don't have caffeine, well, sometimes it's a little bit harder, and I had to take a couple power naps in the car when we were going places, and a lot of times it just started kicking in, right? Like my natural energy started kicking in after a couple hours. Like in the morning it was really hard, and then something switched on and I was able to have more energy. But I definitely felt better, less inflamed, less kind of like puffy, less, I'm sure if you guys have ever had that feeling where you're exhausted and the true need is not for caffeine, it's for sleep, right? And so it made me really be conscious of like, I need to make my sleep a priority. I can't put this Band-Aid on it. So far so good. I'm really excited for this next week of being able to be in my space, home, in more of my normal routine, and see how incorporating that, having the tea regularly every day. Guys, I am just starting to feel like human again. I got my tea in my little Stogo travel mug, and it's been nursing me back to life since I got back from Austria. I have to say, this is like the worst I've ever been jet lagged, but I'm glad. I feel like the turmeric tea has been really anti-inflammatory and has been really helpful for that, but it has been hard not having my crutch, I feel like, when I am especially tired. All right, we made it. 15 days of tea, of my turmeric tea. Oh my gosh. So I just wanted to close this by sharing some of, a more condensed version of the highlights that I'm sure you caught here and there from my 15-day journey. I think, one of the biggest things that came through that I wasn't expecting as much, and maybe I should have been, to be honest, because I talk so much about the importance of rituals. But I really believe that when we make a shift with these habits, we have this whole set of unconscious beliefs that go along with each shift, with each habit, right? So for instance, I had this whole set of unconscious beliefs that went along with drinking my coconut milk lattes in the morning and my relationship to coffee, and they were really negative. And that's not to say that, I'm saying that like coffee is bad or coconut milk lattes are the devil or anything like that for other people. But for me specifically, I knew that when I drank lattes or I consumed a lot of caffeine when I was tired instead of listening to my body and sleeping, um, that I was doing something not in alignment with my highest good. And so I think the biggest shift that happened was when I decided to start the day with the tea or end the day with the tea or have a tea at some point during the day. It not only became this super grounding ritual, but became a really beautiful gesture of self-love. When these teas are delicious, the way I think about a latte is kind of probably how some people think about dessert. I really like the taste of it more than anything. So I was nervous about that. I was like, how am I going to shift that taste profile? Am I going to love this taste profile? And I really did love the taste of them. And what it became was, it was like this ritual that the turmeric tea just grounded me and connected me to caring about my body, to wanting to reduce the inflammation in my body, to wanting to help my body with its digestion, with stress. And it was incredibly helpful. I know you guys saw when I was traveling. I traveled for the first week and a half or so of the DETOX. And it was challenging. It was challenging. When your body is off its usual schedule, when you have early flights, and it's flying from the U.S. to Austria, so it was a long flight. Your body's all over the place. So it was really, being on this detox forced me to listen to my body's cues and not over caffeinate myself to kind of like make do or get by. Also, when you're traveling and a lot of things are going on, your digestion can kind of get wonky. And I swear, I actually had my boyfriend and a couple of the other people on our trip drinking these teas with me because my digestion was. And when they started drinking them too, it also helped their digestion, which was really helpful. I also am someone that has, when I'm trying new foods, when I'm traveling, I have a tendency to have foods bother my tummy. So the ginger one was my favorite for moments like that when I was having a sensitive tummy moment. But I would say the ashwagandha, and I pretty much did the moringa, the turmeric moringa in the morning, and then the ashwagandha during the night, and then switched up where these were during the day. And I really do think like the biggest impact of it was feeling like I was taking care of myself. And that's a feeling that I never get when I'm having a latte. I never feel like doing a good thing for myself. And so for that alone, I'm definitely going to keep up and keep using these teas. I also really did notice, I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to give any legal health claims or anything like that. So I'm just sharing my experience of stuff. Turmeric has a whole list of health benefits that go along with it. I mean, there are people saying that it's helping with diabetes, lowering blood pressure. There's all sorts of amazing things. Turmeric is a superfood, and I would say the thing that I have used it most for is to reduce inflammation. And what I noticed is that usually when I'm traveling that much, my joints hurt, my muscles hurt, I need to get a massage right away, or I'm in a bit of physical pain. And I honestly have to credit these teas with the fact that my body feels incredible after all that travel. And I really think that's because of consuming so much of the superfood that was really anti-inflammatory. I also, when I got back, I had probably the worst bout of jet lag that I've ever had. So I was just, really sleepy. And again, I really believe that being on this, little detox and shifting that one habit of going to the latte for going to the tea really, really shifted me into listening to my body even more, because it was just one fundamental way I was not listening to my body on a regular basis. And I was kind of putting a blanket on top of the problem instead of looking at it. So I was forced to sleep more and, go to restorative yoga and do the things that I really need to do to take care of myself and not have 2 cups of coffee and power through the work I had to get done anyway, which was a little bit challenging at times for me, but I do believe was ultimately for the best. So I'm super excited I did it. And I encourage all of you guys to give it a try. If you're someone that feels like you rely a little bit on the caffeine IV to get through the day or to be as productive as possible for your work week, this is a great solution. And this also, if you're traveling or you're in a high stress or high pressure situation, I also think, drinking turmeric and making this tea part of your ritual is not only something that is going to be great for your body and help you manage those stressful conditions, but it's also something, like I said, that just on a daily basis can be a very small self-love, body-loving ritual that can connect you back to that. I know so many of you guys watching struggle with that, and I want you to know that this is a very easy way to just incorporate one simple habit in your life that can reinforce those positive thoughts. Those positive thoughts of, wow, I'm taking care of myself. Wow, I love my body. Wow, I'm doing something good for myself. That leads to more confidence. That leads to you being happier when you're doing even just that one little thing first thing in the morning for yourself by having a cup of tea instead of your latte. So that was my experience. I'm an absolute fan. I highly recommend Vahdam Teas. I love that we were able to collab on this tea talk experience together. And as always, of course, I'm a big stickler. If you're putting anything in your body on a consistent basis, you want to make sure it's organic, it's the best quality, and these teas are far and away the best quality, straight from India. They also have green teas and different teas you can check out, but the turmeric teas, these are incredible. I highly, highly recommend them. And I'll include all the information below if you want to check them out. If you want to do your own detox, if you are detoxing, please let me know below. If you've tried an experiment like this before, or you're curious to give up coffee and shift to tea, let me know in the comments below. And I also have a special podcast episode where I riff even longer about the importance of shifting just this one ritual and go in more depth on my experience during the detox journey, because I'm trying to keep this video to a very watchable size. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next time on Cassandra Bodzak TV. Bye guys.